Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you are new, you are welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel and also turning on your bell notification to be the first to be updated whenever I upload a new video. And if you are my returning subscriber, I say a big thank you for always being on point to come and watch my videos. So today we are making a pencil skirt with ruffles on the sides, and it's going to be a long pencil skirt. I have a pencil skirt tutorial on my channel. I have about 2 or even 3 on my channel, so I'll be linking them down for you to go and watch. So I'll go quickly through this so that we'll fix the ruffles. So I'm using this African fabric. It's a very beautiful African print, and this is the wrong side of the fabric and this is the right side of the fabric, and I'm using 1.5 yards with some inches of sew, and I'm using this lining for the inside, and it's not going to be a full lining, it's going to be half lining. And this lace is going to be the ruffles on the side. So we are going to pay attention mainly on the ruffles on the side, because I already have tutorials on how to draft a basic pencil skirt on my channel. I'll be linking it down. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So I have folded the fabric into 4, as you can see, and this skirt is going to have a slit at the back and the ruffles on the sides. Also, this skirt is not going to have zip, it's going to have a rope. My clients want rope in the skirt, she don't want zip and band, so it's just going to be rope. So we are using the hip measurement for the waistline, but because she have a small waist, she have a hip of 45 inches and then a waist of 31.5 inches. You see how big her hip is. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the hip for the waist, but we are going to deduct some inches from the waist. So let's just go straight into the drafting. So to start with, I've left 1.5 inch on this side, on the center back for the slit, and this is the center front and then the center back, and this folded part is going to be the side. So I folded both the front and the back together, but the back have 1.5 inches more for the slit at the back. So to start with, I'll be coming down by 1.5 inches for the rope. You're going to mark 1.5 inches on top of the folded skirt here. So this 1.5 inches is for the rope on the waist, which you are going to be folding to fix the rope. So I'm marking a straight line. As you can see, this is this 1.5 inch. So all our vertical measurement is going to start from this line. So her waist to her hip is 10 inches because she wants high waist skirt, 10 inches. So I'm going to mark 10 inches from the waist on this line to the hip, 10 inches across, and then draw a straight line. So from the waist to her knee length is 22 inches, but I'm going to go up by 2 inches. So from the waist to the knee, I'm marking 20 inches, and I'm going to mark it across and roll a straight line. Now I'm going to take the length of the skirt. So the length minus the 1.5 inches for the rope is going to be 42.5 inches, and here I have 43.5. So I'm going to use 1 inch for the folding allowance. So 42.5 inches is the main length for the skirt, and then I'm going to use a 1 inch for the folding at the bottom of the skirt. So we'll just take the whole length for the skirt. So the next thing to do is to impute our measurement. So the hip divided by 4 is 11.2. So on the waistline, we are not starting from this edge, we are starting from this folded edge. It's 11.2. So I'm marking 11.2 here, and then on the hip line I mark the same 11.2. Coming to the knee line, whatever I have here on the hip line, I'm going to minus 1.5 inch. So I'm marking 11.2 here, like so, on the knee line, and then I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch. And at the bottom of the skirt, I'm going to mark whatever I have on the knee line on the bottom of the skirt. So here on the knee line, I got 9.5.2, and I'm going to extend it down the bottom of the skirt. So what I'm going to do now is to connect from the waist to the hip to the knee and then straight to the bottom of the skirt. Then we'll come back to the waist and do some alterations there. So before adding the sewing allowance, I'm going to be removing some inches from the waist. Now the waist is 11.2. So what I'm going to do now is to minus 1.2 from the waist. So I'm minusing it from the side. Because she have a small waist, if I use exactly the hip measurements for the waist, it will be too big for her on the waist side. So what I did was I minus 1.5 from the waist line. So now I got 9.5. So from this 9.5, I'm going to connect it to the hip line. So now I'm going to add the sewing allowance. So I'm going to add 2 inches to the hip line, 2 inches to the waist, and I'm going to add 2 inches all the way down to the hem of the skirt. And I'm going to take my ruler to connect all the points. So our front and back skirt is ready. So I'll be cutting it out. Then I'll use the main skirt to cut the lining and show to you. So I'll be notching the hip line and notch the knee line. So these 2 pieces are for the back. So I'll mark it so that I'll know where is the front, where is the back. So, and this is the front. So I'm going to use the skirt, the main skirt now, to cut the lining. So I've gone ahead and cut out the lining. So this is the front, and the lining is below the knee line. I cut also for the back up to the same length. So what I'll be doing next is to attach the lining together. So I find the midpoint of the front and then the midpoint of the lining. So it will be easy for me to fix the lining in the skirt. So this is the wrong side of the skirt and this is the right side. So I'm going to place the lining on the right side like so. Make sure that it's in the middle, the notch part is aligned together like so. So I'm going to pin on the sides. I'm going to pin the lining, and then on this side I'm going to pin the lining too. Before sewing the sides, I will fold about 1/2 inch at the bottom of the lining, or you can use your overlock to overlock the down part of the lining. So I'll fix it in like so, and then I'll turn it inside out, iron it neatly, and I'll do the same to the 2 pieces of the back lining. And then I'll come and show you how I'm going to attach the ruffles to the sides. So what I'm going to do is to gather the ruffles. You can pleat it if you want. I will gather the ruffles and then come and show you how I'm going to fix it on the sides of the skirt. So guys, I'm done fixing the lining in the skirt. So this is how it look. I went ahead and shaped the skirt with the allowance I left. So this is the back, and the slit is 20 inches length. I put pin because I want to finish everything before I open it up. So this is it. The opening here is 20 inches. So I've lined also the front, as you can see, and I ironed it very neatly. So the next thing I did, I went ahead and also shaped the front side of the skirt. I marked the shaping there. Why? Because this is where our ruffles will be pinned, and so the ruffle will be on the front piece. This is our ruffles. This is already made lace trimming, how we call it. The width is 5 inches, and it has already made on both sides. They already made edges on both sides. So I have 2 pieces here, and I went ahead and gathered it. So I used the length of the skirt. As I already said in the beginning, I left 1.5 inches for the band, and this is the band. I went ahead and sewed the band. I cut 1 inch width, and then the length I added 10 inches to the waistline. So this is it. This is the band for the inside. And also, before fixing the ruffles, because I have to fold 1.5 inch inside for the rope, so I'll be starting somewhere here. I'll start from 3 inches. 3 inches on both sides. Why I also shape the front is to get the accurate line on which to place the ruffles on the skirt. So I times the length of the ruffles, I times the length of the skirt times 2. So here I got minus the 1.5 inch on fold for the band. I got 40.5 inches. So I times it by 2 and run a garter stitch on top of the lace band. So what I'm going to do now is I'll be facing the good side, that's the right side of the lace, on the right side of the skirt, like so. So this is the wrong side, this is the right side. So I'm going to place it like this, because after pinning it, I'm going to pin it a little bit above this line, so that when I place the back piece and sew it, the lace will not be too much in. So I'm starting from this mark, this 3 inches mark, because the 1.5 inch is going to fold like this. I'm going to pin it all the way down to the hemline, but make sure that you bring it out a little bit, about 1/2 inch, like this. So guys, I'm done pinning one side of the skirt. So I'll go ahead and fix the ruffles on the other side of the skirt off camera and come and show you the next thing to do. So this is how it looks after pinning it down. You see it look beautiful. So what I'll be doing next is to get my back piece, place it on top like so, because I've already shaped it, and then take it to my machine and run a stitch on both sides. So I'll go and do that. After running the stitch on both sides, I'll go ahead and fold the up for the rope. I'll fold the 1.5 inch inward like so for the rope, and also I've gone ahead and stitch the down. I hem the down already. So let me go and do all this and come and show you guys the finishing look. So guys, this is the finishing look of our ruffle skirt. You see how beautiful it look? You see how the ruffles lay flat? Very beautiful. This is the front side of the skirt. This is it. You see how the ruffle is very nice. This is the back side. This is the slit at the back, as you can see. Very neat. The lining is up to below the knee line and it's very neat. The only thing to do now is just to fold it with the 1.5 inch, like so. Fold it with the 1.5 inch and then sew it round. Leave about 1 inch gap to pass through the rope. Then voila, our skirt is ready. So if you find this tutorial useful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share my videos and leave comments. If you have anything for me to do, just leave comments. I'll be ever ready to answer your comments. So thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.